Hello, I'm Martin.Fencka and welcome to the second part of Let's Play Rimworld. In the first part, I just introduced and set up the game and went through some of the basics for those who've never tried or never seen this game. So this makes it the first part where you'll actually play the game, and when we can have a look on the map where we will play, where we have to start our colony. I actually checked the location before I started recording. The time is paused, so I had enough time to look around and decide where we're gonna start our colony. There are no ideal starting places, but I've decided that I'll move to this part. It looks quite good. It's closed from almost all sides, and we can defend it from the north quite easily. The problem is it's in the corner of the map, and you can't use like the whole map. There is like a rim around the map that doesn't allow you to build like right on the edge of the map. So we can't use this whole mountain for our base, but we can use part large enough to hide pretty much everything important inside the mountain, and outside we'll build some of the less important things. Also, another good thing is that here we have steam geyser that we can later use for uh, for a power plant to get basically infinite source of power from that. But that's still far away. First, what we have to do is set up work priorities for our colonists and equip them a bit. So let's go through them. We have some basic items on the map around that we actually managed to grab with us from our ship. Mostly there is also some wood that we probably fell when our escape pods landed, or I don't know, I kinda doubt that we would have a wood on the spaceship, but well, it's here. But also, more importantly than that, we have some weapons around. We have a pistol, we have a rifle, and there is a knife somewhere also. So first I just want to equip those weapons, and of course I'll try to find the guy with the highest shooting skill here to grab the rifle. Here is our second best shooter who will take the pistol, and once I figure out where the knife is, I'll give it to Renata here, who can't shoot at all. She's quite useful in melee as well. I mean, useless in melee as well, but yeah, we may as well just equip the knife just in case. Okay, we also have our animal here. In Alpha 12, you always start with an animal. Usually it's a dog, some breed of dog, and it's called Smokey, and it's actually a warg. So it's quite good because it's a big, I would actually say, wolf. And we can train it. First, we definitely have to train it to be obedient, but we also can train it later to haul things, and it's pretty important. It will take a while, but once she can, or once she's trained, she'll help us a lot. So definitely worth the investment. Now we can finally go to our guys and set up their work priorities. Okay, so we have multiple tasks here that our colonists can do. We of course don't want everyone to do everything, so we can set priorities for this job for every colonist. I'll start with firefighting. That's something that I will set as the highest priority for everyone. When there is a fire somewhere, I want just everyone to run there and stop it as fast as possible. Fires can spread pretty fast, so and destroy like the whole base. It's already happened to me in some games that I wasn't fast enough and I just lost almost everything to one fire. So I'll set the firefighting for everyone as the highest priority. The highest is 1. Then you can have the field empty, which means the person won't do the the job at all, and the lowest priority is 4, so I want to set firefighting to 1. Then we have a doctor, and of course I want to have the person with the higher doctoring skill to be the doctor, so I'll set it as highest priority for Renata, but here, let's call him, what's his name, Jan. Uh, Jan is not horrible either, so in case Renata is hurt, he will have the doctoring priority a bit lower, but he'll also be able to do the job. Then we have a patient, so whenever anybody gets hurt, I want them to just go back and heal before they do anything. Then we have Flick. This means this is usually for defensive turrets. We can have turrets with machine guns. They need a lot of electricity, so most of the time I want to have them switched off. But when we have a raid or something, I want to switch them on, and that's this flick or flicking task or job. So whenever I need to turn on my defensive towers, I again want everyone to stop doing anything and just run to those towers and turn them on. Also, maybe what I should say, I didn't say this, it's actually written here. The more to the left we are with these jobs, the more important they are. So if we have firefighting, for example, and flick set to the same priority, firefight will be always higher priority than flicking. Okay, so let's go to the warden. That means the person who will take care of our prisoners, and that will definitely be Kent, as the only person who actually has at least some skill or social skill. And for, is it her or him? For him, it will be the highest priority. So if you have a prisoner, um, he will feed him and try to convince him that it's a good idea to join our colony, if we of course want him to join. Then we have handle. This is the animal training and taming, and Kent again will have this as the highest priority. Next we have cooking, with Renata having the highest cooking skill, so I'll set it to 1. Hunter, again, I'll give it to the person with the highest skill, and also Jen has the the best weapon. If there is something I mark as something that I want to be hunted, he will have it as a priority job. Then we have construct, repair, and grow. Actually, maybe go for construct and repair first. Here we have skill of 3, so I definitely want actually everyone to build if they don't have anything else to do, with Jen being the person like mostly responsible for all the building. Then we have repair, and repair I'll set as top priority for everyone. If there is something that needs to be repaired, I want that thing to be done first, then they can return to anything else. Growing, again I'll go for the highest skill. I don't like that we have a hunter, same person as the it's the same person who has the highest growing skill. Then we have Renata is capable of doing this as well, but the difference is quite significant. Well, I'll set this to 1 as well. As long as there's nothing to hunt, go and grow something. That's probably okay. And I think I can do the same thing for almost everyone, to be honest. Do have warden handle? These things are higher priority, but they are like above growing no matter what. So I may as well just set everything to 1. And once all of these jobs are done, just go and help on the field. Then we have mining. I'll set that a bit lower. Plant cards, that will be probably similar to mining. And the remaining skills for now are not that important. If there is nothing to do from these jobs, just I'll leave the hauling and cleaning on low priority, so they still can do something, but it doesn't interfere with the more important things. I'll probably have to change this at some point. Probably the growing. I'll have to change. We need more people. Once we get to at least one more person, I'll get back to this. Okay, for now, this should be fine. And let's check what we have around. We have some silver, so let's make sure the people can interact with that. As long as there is this cross under each item, it's like forbidden. No one can do anything with that. And of course, with these first few things that we have available, I definitely want to like unforbid them. Some wood. Here we have emergency rations, some medicine, and oh, I can see the knife. Who's gonna take it? Here, equip the knife. Okay, grab your weapons. Good. And now we have to start working on our base. We need shelter, we need electricity, we need a source of food, and some stockpile where we're gonna haul all these things, so we don't have to run around the map every time we need, just a bit of iron to build a wall. For that, we'll go to the architect. First, I will set up the stockpile zone. I'll do it here. I'll probably have to move it later somewhere else, but for now this will do. And this will be like a general storage. But even in the general storage, I don't want everything. I don't want any corpses to be stored here. And I think we can allow chunks to be stored here. The rest I will leave open for now, but later, for example, food will be stored somewhere else. We will create a room like a refrigerator where we'll store the food, and I'll make it impossible for people to bring the food to this open storage. Then what we need shelter. This is quite easy because we can just build a wooden wall right here with wooden door. Go to the furniture and just drop a few wooden beds right here. And we may just set doesn't matter where the animal sleeping spot, so Smokey doesn't sleep anywhere he wants, and always for the night he returns back into the shelter. Even animals can be killed and attacked by multiple things, so it's safer, especially during the night, to have him inside. Okay, so these are the basics, and I think I can unpause the game. They'll take at least something, some wood. That's the most important for now. Okay. It's important to build at least some basic shelter very early, so people don't have to sleep on the ground. It quite significantly affects their mood, and I want to avoid negative mood modifiers as much as possible. At least some basic shelter early will help with that. Next thing what we're gonna need is gonna be power. So maybe I can just start working on that immediately. First we'll use a few solar generators. Oh, Jen, come on. It's like the sickness from escape pods, and people tend to like throw up around early. It's quite disgusting, especially when they do it in like a kitchen or something before you have enough time to clean. It's like it can be everywhere. But well, let's get to the power business again. Let's build 4 generators right here. I want them to be closer to the base, because later I will build a wall around here, and I want them to be behind the wall, because some like pirates and enemies tend to target them, so I want them to be protected as much as possible. Then we need some conduits, so let's connect them, and then we need some basic defenses. So let's go to security and build improvised, steel improvised turrets. Something like this. I don't want them to be too close together, because when they take enough damage they explode, and when there is something too close to it, they can take it, or it can be destroyed with that explosion, and I don't want all my towers to blow up when one is destroyed. This should be far enough. They will also need conduit. This should be fine. The conduit doesn't have to be, or doesn't have to lead right into the tower, it just has to be nearby. And I want to have a switch right here, so when we don't need those towers I can just switch off one thing, and don't have to go manually switch off every single turret, and when we need it again go to all turrets. Like this we will do all of this with a single switch. What else do we need? Then we will need a kitchen and a place to store our food. But for that we will have to mine first more iron, probably, because we won't have enough for all of this. But also we need more room for that. So let's mine all of this, and once it's done, here, oh, actually, how can we do it? Make the food storage here and kitchen above that, probably. And once we are done with that, I'll set up some fields so we can start growing crops. We don't have that much time to grow crops in the boreal forest, so it's a high priority to get at least something before the autumn comes. Okay, well, now we just have to wait until all of this is done. You can see that the mining is quite slow with low mining skill. Once you get the person with higher mining skill, it will be much faster. Well, let's go to the highest speed. Okay, they are building those defensive turrets first before we have solar generators. Well, that's not the best thing, but it's okay. We should have enough time to build all of this before any wrong things start happening. And also, I forget one more thing. We will need some place for batteries to store the energy, because we can't, or we won't get any energy from solar plants during the night. So we'll have to rely on batteries for actually quite a long time during the night. I'll just dig up some room here and I don't know, 5-6 batteries right next to those solar generators. Okay. Second generator is finished. Perfect. Also, getting some wood from all the trees that we have to get rid of to make room for those generators, and I'll use that for the kitchen and for the room that we need for batteries. What is Renata doing? Just going for a walk. Okay. That reminds me, we probably should set up at least some basic thing that uh, can be used to reduce stress. Just horseshoe pin is the most basic thing. It's very cheap, but it will do for a while before we can get something better. Come on, what are you doing, guys? Where are you? Okay, we are almost done with those generators. That means now everyone will start mining, so that will speed things up a lot. And once we are done with all of this, I'll probably have to uh, hunt for a while to get some food quickly, because it takes some time to grow basically anything. The fastest growing things are like strawberries. It's still like, I don't know, 15 days I think. I will definitely need some food faster. So what I'll do, I'll actually use my machine gun turrets to kill some boars. It's the safest way. Uh, like that, no one should be harmed. It's there's a risk that when you hunt animals, they can go mad and attack the hunter. I definitely want to avoid that this early. And here we have to choose a name for our settlement. I'm pretty bad with names, so I may as well go with Planeton. Doesn't sound that bad. Let's take it and continue. Okay, almost done with the mining. Come on, guys. I really want those batteries. Um, Fine. So here we'll set up the kitchen, but before that I want those batteries, which means we have to mine a bit more. I think I want to get rid of this, and here I'll set up the battery room. What does it look like with food? We still have some emergency rations. Yeah, you should have enough time. Visitors. We are not alone on this planet, and sometimes we will have visitors from like neighboring settlements. Mm, Visitors are not dangerous, they just walk around, and as long as you have everything properly stored and it's not accessible for them, they won't do basically anything, just have a look and eventually go away. It can be a problem when you don't have your storage areas properly set up, as we don't have it yet, because they can just take a food that's lying around and just eat it. So in some cases it can be dangerous, or dangerous, quite annoying. Well, for now it's fine. And here we have first event. A military commissar named Timothy Tim Templin calls you from nearby. He's being chased by pirates from the Stabbers. That's like pirate group. He begs for safety and offers to join your colony. Biologically, he's 63 years old. Be warned, if you accept, you'll have to fight with the pirates on his tail. Well, this is usually a good thing, especially early, because the group chasing him is usually like one person. Problem, and you can get a new colonist from this. Problem is he's 63 years old, which means he won't be that useful, and he'll maybe be a problem because he'll just need food, some room to where he can live, and he won't be able to do that much work. So I'll probably refuse this. 63 is just too old. Sorry. Hopefully this is not a huge mistake, and we will be able to get more colonists soon anyway. This is the visitor, and the second one. Come on, Renata, finish the work finally. So now, when everything we needed to mine is mined, we can get back to constructions. First, I need those batteries. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably want a steel wall around. Let's build it. This is quite annoying, to be honest, because you won't be able to go here. Is this gonna be a problem? Let's actually change this. Cancel all of this. We can build it this way. That's probably better. We'll have only 6 batteries, but that's more than enough for now. And now there'll be still room for us to walk. Do I want to have doors on both sides? Probably not necessary. Okay. We'll build a door here, and we will need power conduits, but I'll do that once the room is finished. More visitors. Okay. Actually, let's try to save some energy. I definitely forget about the switch, so better do it right now. Okay, the room is ready. So now we need some power conduits. We need all the batteries to be connected. So this should be enough. Come on, guys. And once it's connected, we should see that the power is being stored. Perfect. So now when we have access to some power, we need to set up the kitchen. How does it look like with iron? We have 448, or I should say steel available. That's not that much, but I probably still will have to use some of it for at least the food storage area. Okay, so let's keep working with steel for now. We will need the steel door. It doesn't really matter where it's gonna be. Or actually, no, let's... Come on. Let's build it more towards the middle. What else? Maybe build some floor for the food storage. I think I'll just go with concrete. We don't have that much steel. Usually I use steel for the floor, but in this case concrete will have to do. And there is one more thing that I'll have to do, and we need a cooler for this. That has to be a part of the wall, so we can control the temperature inside. Okay, so here this will be some basic food storage, and then we're gonna need the kitchen that we can use. For that we can use wood. It doesn't have to be that large. Come on. Oh, that's the horseshoe pin. Okay, we have to get rid of that. We'll build it somewhere else. Cancel this. We'll have wood right. Wood door right here, and and here I would say. Then we need cook stove. It can be. Where can we place it? Right here, and also butcher stable. You can use wood for that, and that will be here. Okay, so let's work on this. With that horseshoe pin gone, let's make sure that there is a wall, and I of course want to build that horseshoe pin again. Oh, mad animal. Where is that? Who is that? Mad squirrel. How far is that? I hope it's attacking visitors, not our people. Attacking Jones. Okay, it's attacking one of the visitors. That's another thing that is good about visitors. When you get like mad animal, when you have visitors, it can attack them instead of your people. Okay. So Jones took the damage instead of our guys. We can just make sure that the squirrel can be used. We can butcher it and get fur and some food from that. So why not? How does it look like? Do we still have steel available to finish finish the storage? We do. So let's go through the night, finish all the construction tasks, and once that's done, I will stop the recording and we will set up our fields in the next part. Oh, and before I forget, we'll also need power. We can just do it this way, and the cooling unit will need power as well. Okay. And once we have a source of food, we will start and those fields set up. We'll start working on some better accommodation for our people. Okay. We want to reduce the temperature to, let's say, minus 15 should be fine. And what I want to do is to set this as a zone, as a stockpile. Don't want anything except animal corpses and food to be stored in here, and it's gonna be the critical priority. I want the food to be taken in immediately so it can't go bad. That should work. Now we have to make sure that as long as we have resources, we're gonna be preparing food. So cook simple meal and do it forever, and also butcher creatures and do it forever. So as long as you'll have a dead animal or some raw meat or potatoes or whatever, will be, or who is actually our cook? Renata will be cooking and butchering, so we avoid problems with starvation. There'll be a long winter in the boreal forest, so we have to start working on food pretty much immediately. Okay, anything else I want to do before I end this part? I don't think so, but you can see that already we have a pop-up that we are low on food, so it's pretty high priority. In the next part we will set up some basic fields. Also, I'll build a wall to make this location easier to defend, and we'll start working on better accommodation, as I said, because if we have our people in this ugly room for too long, they will get quite unhappy about that. But as I said, that's gonna be in the next part. I hope you like this one. Join me for the next one again, and until then, have a good time. Bye bye.